Hey authors and self-publishers, it's Dale here. You know what KDP will terminate your account for? Oh, it's sometimes for the wildest things. Some are obvious while others aren't. Heck, you could be violating one of these rules right now. Abusing the print book price matching system. Okay, so if you're distributing your print book through KDP's expanded distribution, keep in mind that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to propagate across all of those different platforms, while it only takes 2 to 3 days for your book to propagate across all of the Amazon regions. Now, if you change the price up, let's say going from $9.99 up to say $49.99, what's going to happen is there's going to be little bots that crawl the internet looking for better deals, and they're going to price match that and put a line out on it, and it's going to charge $9.99. Now you're probably saying, well, that stinks. I put it at $49.99. Why am I not getting that royalty? Actually, they do. They're that serious about price matching that they'll eat the cost so that way you can be able to still get your profit and they get their customer. But as you can see, there's a huge disparity between $9.99 and $49.99 because obviously it's a $40 price increase. And so with that being said, you could legitimately go and buy a big old bulk of your books at this higher rate for royalty, meanwhile at the lower price, meaning that you would be paying to take your print book off their hands. And yeah, there were some people who tested that theory over on CreateSpace at one point or another, and they got their account suspended and some got them terminated. So I would recommend that you do not increase your print book price drastically from one to the next, because they're going to start to think that things are a little fishy on your end. 2 accounts, 1 person. Oh yeah, this is the part that gets a lot of people so frustrated. You can have 1 account. That's it. Now, I don't know why you would need another account anyways, because honestly, if you need multiple pen names or author names under 1 account, it's totally fine. You could do that. You don't need to separate out the types of content. So if you have low content publishing and you're publishing literature of some sort, you can have that in the same account. Now, this is where it kind of gets sketchy, because there are some people who are opening these accounts up unknowingly violating this particular guideline. Now, the issue is sometimes there are false positives, meaning that Amazon comes in there and says, we caught you. You were opening up another account. You got 2 accounts open, banned, see you. Now, that kind of sucks. And how do you prevent against that? Well, nothing really. You're just going to have to learn to push back just a little bit on that particular avenue. Just keep it to 1 account, folks. Illegal or infringing content. All right, so this is a gimme. I totally get it. But the thing is it's still happening on their platform. In their words, we take violations of laws and proprietary rights very seriously. It's the responsibility of authors, publishers, and selling partners to ensure their content doesn't violate laws or copyright, trademarks, privacy, publicity, or other rights. We will not accept content under copyright that is freely available on the web unless it's provided by the owner of the copyright. Meaning that if you have a blog post that you saw online that you didn't write, you can't just swipe that and take it as yours. It's not yours. It's freely available online, but it's not free for you to steal. In addition, we do not allow companion books based on copyrighted works, for example, summaries, study guides, and so much more, to be published outside the US without permission from the copyright holder. So essentially, it comes down to plagiarism in all its forms. There's copying and pasting, that's the popular one. We got article spinning as well, where some people will take a book, have a computer go and change out the words and make it sound differently, but it's still the same type of topic and usually reads very stilted, by the way. The AI is not good at that. And there's also mosaic plagiarism, where an author will take a little bit from all types of books and mash it into one big nasty monster. In some instances, people have gotten away with it, but not more recently, because someone did that to Nora Roberts, and Nora was not too happy and ended up tracking this person all the way down in Brazil to pretty much sue them. Offensive content. Because YouTube isn't too keen about some of these words, we're going to have Banana Bob translate it to monkey speak. In their words, we don't sell certain content, including content that we determine is hate speech, promotes the abuse or sexual exploitation of children, contains pornography, glorifies rape or pedophilia, advocates terrorism, or other material we deem inappropriate or offensive. This includes the cover designs too, folks. I made this mistake. pretty bad because I started trying to do erotica and publishing this early on in the business, and I got a pretty racy front cover. Now, there was no full nudity, but there was implied nudity, and that got my book blocked. And there's literally like a red blocked next to my title that they're like, yeah, you can't publish that, and we're gonna hold on to this so you know that you got a strike on your account. Duplicate content. Oh yeah, they don't want to see any repeats of things. And this is primarily surrounding low content books, though some knuckleheads abuse this system in literature as well. It's just, honestly, folks, you don't want to do any duplicates anyways. I've seen some people out there asking in the Facebook group that I'm in, which, by the way, that's at dalelinks.com/Facebook. You can come join us. They're asking like, hey, can I take the same, interior that I'm using for this coloring book, just put a different cover on it and just publish it? Well, yeah, you can do that, but the problem is, what happens when a customer happens to buy that book again and again? And let's say you've got 1,000 of those up and they purchase like 10 of those. They're going to be irate. Folks, change up your interiors, for crying out loud. Don't be lazy in your business. You don't want to automate every last part of it. And doing duplicate interiors, if you get shut down for that, well, I guess that's on you. Manipulating page reads. Hey, want to hear a pretty stupid thing I did that got my account suspended in early 2016? I shared this in previous videos, but I think it bears worth in repeating so people understand that even I did stupid things to endanger my account, and I am not, in fact, infallible and above the KDP guidelines. Before I had this YouTube channel, what was going around at the time was this whole 10x method. Now, the methodology was you fill as much content up inside your ebook as possible. Now, it should be good content, which when I did, I loaded up every single book into a single book. And what you did was you put a link in the front of the book that would lead to the back of the book, and it would register all of the reads and send that on over to KDP. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I knew it was sketchy. At the time, I was desperate. I really needed some answers. I really wanted to have that breakthrough, but that desperation got me in a load of trouble. And that was the time that they suspended my account. My heart dropped to the floor when I couldn't log in, and I got that email from them. It was scary, folks. And they pretty much said, you should agree to never doing this again, and we'll get your account back to you. I'm thankful to this day that they didn't cut it down, because this would probably be a different story right now. But all that to say this, folks, whether you're desperate or really wanting to succeed at a whole new level, don't do it abusing the system through things like what I just shared, manipulating the page reads. And another way that you can manipulate the page reads is you pay people to go and flip through it. Another stupid idea, because they keep an eye on those type of things. Poor quality. Oh yeah. And now this comes from the customer experience here. So if enough customers complain or hit the report button, you could be saying bye-bye to your book or even your account altogether. They take the customer experience very seriously. So those of you out there that are not hiring an editor, I get it. That totally, like, if you don't have the money, then that makes sense. Maybe take your time and try to afford something like that. Save it up, or reach within the indie author community and do quid pro quo. Sit down with them. Someone edits yours and you edit theirs. I just find so many times some authors are frustrated and they're going, I don't understand, I'm not getting any sales. And then I go and open up their book and I see, oh, well, your editing is just absolute garbage. This is unreadable past the first page. And you got to be very self-aware for something like this. I'm not trying to come down on you, because ultimately what ends up happening is if the customer doesn't like that and says it's poor quality, they're going to complain. And I can't change anything about that. But what you can change is your approach to editing your manuscript before it even hits the marketplace. Bribing readers for reviews. Hey, want to know a sleazy way to get more book reviews? Bribe your readers. Yeah. When politely asking for a review with zero expectation isn't your jam, shower your readers with gifts and money so you can fluff your sagging ego and pad your reviews. A while back, Chance Carter, a really big name in the whole romance publishing space, was offering his readers a chance at winning Tiffany's jewelry if they left a review. Come on, man. Really? Like, you couldn't just trust them to doing it. Instead, you had to go and pay for jewelry to get them to do that. Yeah, that's a big no-no now. Bottom line, if you have to pay people to love your book, you're doing something wrong. And it is not a sound marketing strategy. It is one that'll make you look desperate to other authors and needy to your readers. And for any reason, without any explanation whatsoever, yep, I read the entire terms and conditions on my podcast a while back, and I got to read every last bit to find out KDP can terminate anyone at any time and have 0 reasons why. Yeah, believe it or not, when you set up your account with KDP, you agree to the terms and conditions, and in it, they explicitly state they can terminate your account with no justification, and if you want to bring a lawsuit, don't worry, they covered that too. You'd have to go to the state of Washington here in the US to bring them to court, not to mention all the other legalese that they have purposely baked into their terms and conditions that makes any argument you have against them in court null and void. Category misuse is the last topic, but you know what? I've been bloviating for far long enough. I actually talk about category misuse and abuse right over here on this video. Amazon KDP will hate this. Oh yeah, I went on a little bit of a rant, and you're gonna find out why the whole category misuse just drives me insane. See you there.